Welcome to the Backpacker TV live show. We're the very first backpacking show to do a live broadcast on Facebook. My name is Scott.
Hey guys, I'm Ariane.
Today we are talking about sleeping pads. Everything you ever wanted to know about sleeping pads. So that is our show. Welcome to the Backpacker TV live show. We talk about everything backpacking, everything backpacking. Anything outdoors that you want to talk about, you can ask us Q&A with our show. So that was the intro that I was really excited about.
Oh boy.
I know. So today we're talking about sleeping pads.
Yep.
What to buy, how to buy it, what's the difference between insulated, non-insulated, what is the difference between $150 and $50.
Yeah.
We're going to talk all about that in today's show on what sleeping pad do you use. So we asked a question earlier in our pre-show about when you go camping, and it really car camping is a little bit different than backpacking, but when you go to buy a sleeping pad, what are you most interested in? Like, what do you look for? So the question today was, what matters to you? Is it comfort, warmth, affordability, or price? Do you look for the cheapest pad? And Tanya said, it's weight. Weight also is a good one.
Yeah. So
we're going to talk about that. So if you go ahead and chime in and talk to us, we want to hear from you to answer those questions for you. So this week
we went to our local outfitters.
Had
some fun.
We had some fun. So we used all kinds of different sleeping pads. We tested them out. We're like, which one was the best?
We may have spent an absurd amount of time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pads out there. So I could see why when someone goes into like an REI or their local outfitters, oh my God, there's like 25 of them out there. Yeah. So we're going to break that down, but we want to talk to you first before we start breaking down all the mattress pads. We want to kind of really get down to the gritty between insulated versus non-insulated.
Because that's really where it's at.
That's really important. So what is the difference? So let's talk about that first. So, because that'll help you make a decision on what to buy.
Right. So when you're shopping for sleeping pads, you really have a huge array of costs that you're looking at. You can go as cheap as $20, and the prices range up to about $200 for sleeping pads. So how do you choose, if cost isn't even a factor to you? So you've got closed foam sleeping pads. Now I'm going to show you an example of that.
Yep.
The thing is these are dense foam. It's a little bit bigger of props today. So you've got your closed foam set. Now these are like just dense foam right here. Super lightweight, super cheap. They're kind of water resistant in a sense, like they don't absorb any water, so there's an upside to that. They won't pop on you, so you don't have any like cells that you're dealing with poppability. And then you can multi-use these. So you can look at the thickness here. Try and get the angle right. So funny. But so these are this. Now we take these are the two different ones, but this pad right here is the cheapest you can find.
You can go to Walmart and buy a yoga mat.
Exactly.
They're in their yoga mat section in Walmart.
Very, very inexpensive. And you're looking at being able to really multi-use this. Now this is kind of our dog pad. This is what they sleep on when they go out with us, as well as we multi-use this around the campfire at night whenever we're on the trail taking a rest. Right. We're laying on these. So great multi-use, super easy. Now, the really cool thing about your closed cell foam pads are, you can, if you're talking about ultra lightweight backpacking, you can just slice these in whatever section you want for the length, because they come in multi-lengths, like all pads do actually.
Yep.
And you can cut them just to protect your core body temperature, which really is your core and your hips are going to be the most important. A lot of people on ultra lightweight backpacking shove their pack underneath their legs so that they're only carrying like the most minimal amount of weight. So that is a great thing. Now, the downside to these,
you're not going to be comfortable.
they're not comfortable.
No.
This just is not comfortable. And your R value rating, so you know, the level of warmth, so Luria warmth is important to you. You're not gonna absorb all the cold coming in from the ground on these,
Right.
for the most part. So when you're talking about going in really cold weather backpacking conditions, this is not for you. This is not a 4-season situation.
No, not at all.
You can make it a 4-season situation by adding weight, by doubling this. So this is about, I don't know, like a 1/4 inch. So you can actually make this up to a 4 or 5 R value by doubling it up. So if you were to have 2 pads back to back, you're going to have the same situation, but you're not going to be like comfortable.
And the downside to that is 2 things. One, you're probably not going to be comfortable, and the 2 is that you're not going to be able to pack that in your backpack. You're going to have it outside your backpack, right? So you know, you're going to have to. It's not packable in your pack. So that's the only downside to it. But we multi-use that. We always bring one of those little cell phone pads to lay on, to sit on around the campfire, and they also make great fan fire for the fire to get the fire going again. Just kind of fan that fire.
The thing is you can put them on the outside of your pack, or you can if you have a really lightweight pack, you can put them on the inside as a support for your back. So you can multi-use them in like just almost every aspect that you can't do with an air pad.
Right.
So pros and cons, but if comfort is important to you, don't go this route.
Yeah. So the difference then, let's talk about insulated versus non-insulated, because that's really where kind of like the rubber meets the road as far as warmth and as far as being comfortable. Okay, so your non-insulated pad is just going to be, you're just blowing air into it. Yeah. Okay, now you can get a lot of those mattress pads. They're going to run you probably around $50. So and if it's not insulated, it won't say it's insulated on the package. Okay, so the only ones that are ever insulated are the ones that say they're insulated on the package. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about so non-insulated would just be your regular air mattress. You're just blowing air into that mattress. Now, so what happens to that air? What happens? Why is that important to know? Because cold air is heavy, right? And so anytime that you're just blowing air into your mattress, that air doesn't have anywhere to go. And so when it's cold outside, it just becomes kind of heavy. And so you end up, it almost feels like you're sleeping on top of a refrigerator. Okay,
it really does.
The cold air doesn't go anywhere. In fact, a lot of times people wonder why when they buy these big air mattresses and they go car camping and they put this gigantic air mattress in their tent, why they're so cold. They're so cold because it's all that cold air is just sitting there in that mattress. And
it's almost as though you're sleeping on the ground, but you're a little bit more comfortable.
So that's non-insulated. Those non-insulated pads are gonna be your more inexpensive pads, and you're gonna know that right away. Okay, it'll say non-insulated pad on there. Okay, so your insulated pad, and those probably are the majority, but they make a lot of different kinds of insulated pads.
And this is where people get confused.
And this is where people get confused. So let me kind of share. So your insulated pad. So this is a Thermarest. This is an old one. You can see, and if you can see it almost looks like a little beehive comb. You know, all these little tiny holes in it. This is a Thermarest mattress pad, and this is an insulated pad. And when you look at that, the thinner they are, the thinner the pads are, you'll be able to see that when you look for them. But think of it as bubble wrap. So this is bubble wrap, and you have all these little air pockets in bubble wrap, right? And that is most of your Thermarest winter winter mattress pads. Okay, it's going to say insulated, but they have little tiny air pockets in there. And why is that important? It's because the air doesn't move anywhere. It just stays. It stays the same. And so that is going to be your insulated. Those are going to be your thinner mattress pads, but they're probably going to be a little bit warmer for you. Okay, because there's just no place for the air to move. Okay, the other type of mattress pad you have is what they call a baffle, and that is a mattress pad that's elongated, and think of it as a tube. So these little tube right here, they have air in it, and the air is separated by a lining, and that is going to look like this.
Cover myself up for a second.
Right.
So, and that's what these are going to look like.
Yep. And they go either vertical or horizontal. And those start getting into the pricier range because they're made so much more specific to comfort. So those are going to be the ones that you blow up. They're going to get thick, right? And they're going to look like more of a mattress, right? But they're very, very, very lightweight. Yeah. And very lightweight. And that's where you're going to spend your money.
Yeah.
So
the lighter weight you go, you're going to be
absolutely
forking out a little bit more dough.
Absolutely. So when you kind of decided, okay, well, I definitely want insulated, right? Warmth is, I think Lori said warmth is totally important to her, right? So when you're considering that, now you got to consider, how do you sleep? So one of the questions you should ask yourself is like, how do you sleep? Are you a side sleeper? Do you toss and turn at night? Do you just pass out, right? Like, boom, I'm done. So you have to look at what's important to you, right? For me, I'm a side sleeper. I'm the worst sleeper in the world. So
tossing and turning and
I know. I usually
rolling and
I know my mattress pad is usually kicked out when I wake up in the morning.
He's sleeping on the ground.
I'm sleeping on the ground. That's why I'm so cold.
No, me, I just pass out cold for the most part until Caledonia's like.
Right.
My dog is like laying on top of me.
So comfort is going to be kind of important to me. So I'm going to look for something that is lightweight. I'm going to look for something that has got a good R value in it. It's going to keep me warm at about 30 degrees at night. Okay, and I'm going to look at something that I feel good in. Yeah. Right. And for me, so I can't. So the mattress pads that have the vertical baffles, I can't sleep on them. I have to sleep on the ones that have the horizontal baffles, and that's the horizontal baffle. That is the REI Flash right there.
This is the vertical one.
The vertical one, right, absolutely. So, so that's kind of like the difference. So today also we want to go and talk a little bit about the kind of like the three that we thought were the best.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's a good way of doing it. So we have been using the REI Flash, this one right here. And this is an insulated air sleeping pad.
Runs about $100 at REI.
Yeah, it's about $100 at REI. But we've had a lot of problems with this. Now, I've been using this for probably 2 years. I've unfortunately had to switch it out with REI for on multiple occasions, maybe 4 times now, because what's happening, if you can see this, the baffles are supposed to be thinner, these thinner tubes.
Just like this. That's how these are made. They've just got like little tubes of air.
But what's happening is they're popping and expanding, so now you have a double, baffle is now a big baffle, and you can see how this is very uncomfortable to sleep on because all of a sudden you're leaning sideways.
Right.
And it's like rolling you off. These are not the most durable when you have dogs, so you cannot keep the dogs off of them. They are going to trample on them. They are going to join you when you're sleeping. Caledonia wants to be on the pad with me, and over time they tend to pop. And
especially
it's terrifying.
I know it is.
If you've ever had one pop on you in the middle of the night.
And it is. I toss and turn a lot, so I mean, I I turned over one time and popped one of those baffles, and it felt like a shotgun went off. Man, it was loud. It's not a quiet experience at
It's
all.
happened on multiple occasions, and it becomes very uncomfortable to sleep on.
Right.
You know, because you are being pushed off the pad when that's happening. So that's the REI Flash. Great pad, completely suggested.
Yeah, totally
It's
recommend it.
one of the least expensive, good quality, insulated air pads that you can get out there. But if you have pets, it's not really the way to go.
Yeah, it weighs a pound.
So this is it.
Yeah, that's how, and it's very, very packable.
Yes.
Very packable. And I mean, it just weighs a pound. It's hardly anything.
Yeah, 1
Yeah.
pound. Now, you are going to want to look at, well, we'll get into that later, short versus long.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And these are all regular, by the way. These are just all
Yeah.
regular. They're not. You can buy short ones, long ones. The price point's going to change a little bit depending on which one you buy. But for the most part, regulars are always going to be fine unless you're like 6'4", or you're very, very short. So let's go over what we're going to kind of talk about, the 3 pads that we like the most. The 3 pads is the REI Flash Insulated Air, the Nemo Tensor, that's sleeping pad, and the Big Agnes Q-Core. And we're going to talk about those pads because we really like those pads. I mean, if we're going to recommend pads on a live show, we're going to make sure that those are going to work. So,
yeah, after spending some time.
right, that's exactly what we came up with, and we really like those. And the Q-Core SLX is a new pad. That's
Brand new on the market.
That's really kind of new on the market. Came out in June, and so we're going to kind of let them describe what that is. So here's a video of that. Let me cue that up in a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Let me know if you can hear it. If you can't, I'll turn up the volume and we'll be quiet.
The Q-Core SLX pad is made up of tough yet lightweight double nylon ripstop fabric, which is backed up by aviation
Can I hear that?
CPU lamination technology.
Any issues with sound?
Strength and durability by 25%. These pads are constructed using redesigned offset minimalist IV.
So I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it kind of talks a little bit about how they're made, and that's the insulated value right there.
Hopefully they can hear.
Yeah, I think
No
they.
comment is good comment.
You're right.
Little low.
So you can see how easy that packs. Yeah, so we really like this one. I mean, that is a good one. If you're gonna, but I can tell you the price point is expensive. That's an expensive sleeping pad, but we do like it. All of these pads that we're gonna talk about today, all are under a pound.
No volume on it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So.
You guys can hear us, okay, right?
Yeah, they can hear us now.
Okay. All right.
So that's that. So we really like that. We really like that that sleeping pad for sure. So
I think the thing we're so drawn to with Q-Core from Big Agnes is that it is probably most similar to the REI Flash.
Yeah.
In its construction and durability. And I'm actually really excited to see how that holds up versus the REI Flash. I mean, it had a dog in that video.
Yeah, I know. Right? I mean, how can you go
Doesn't
wrong?
mean much.
So really the whole thing with this, sleeping pads is that, I know we asked the question today about what's most important to you, but it's really going to come down to weight because you're going to carry it. Okay, so we always look for anything that is going to be around 12, 13 ounces.
Just well under a pound.
Yeah, to a pound, right. So we look at that, and the three that we really like is the Nemo Tensor, that's a 20 regular, the REI Flash, that is a pound, and we love the new Big Agnes Q-Core.
Right.
So
Which is
those,
a pound.
right.
So all are at a pound or under a pound. Tania, I know you said that yours was 13 ounces, so
Yep.
you are right on target.
Yep. And you're going to spend over $100
Yep.
on each of these pads.
Yep.
However, it's probably going to give you everything that you want. You're going to be warm, Lori. I know that's important to you. You're going to be comfortable, right? And it's going to be lightweight for you. And it's going to be highly packable. I mean, look at this thing and how small this is.
On live show, we
the dogs
you hear our dogs barking.
So anyway, but that's really the best. These really two are the best. And we're going to gear test this out in the field next week, and then come back and like kind of show everybody how that went, and then we'll play a video for you. So anyway, that is our show for today. If you guys have any questions about anything about sleeping pads, what to get, where to buy them, we're going to post these 3 pads specifically on this video post on our Facebook page, so you can click on it and then read the specs, look at the price point, and see if this is something that you would like to get, or just do a little bit more research on it. So God, we hope we kind of explain the sleeping pad thing, because there's a lot of them out there. You can get them for as low as $50. You can get them as high as $200.
Yeah.
So insulated is the key. Look for the baffles, look for the lightweight, and look at the R value. All these pads now come with R value, so you definitely want to get anywhere from 3. Look, the 3.5 R value is probably going to get you down to about 30 degrees.
Yeah, and then unless you're doing camping in the snow and you're doing a lot of like true winter backpacking, like we're talking winter backpacking,
right.
You're really not going to need to go any higher than a 3.5 rating. So that'll help you out. And then there's long versus short.
Right.
Keep that in mind. The longer you go, you're adding bulk and weight. So if that's important to you, something to consider.
And what would be a live show without our dogs chiming in?
I know.
I mean, like they saw something out of the window. It's probably a leaf thing, and they just kind of freak out. So, go to our website, www.thebackpacker.tv. We've got an exclusive 3 biggest mistakes new backpackers make. So go ahead and sign up for that. We'll shoot you 3 videos and exactly what we feel the 3 biggest mistakes new backpackers make. Also, starting in January, we're going to start offering our online courses. So we've worked really hard on that. That'll be something that nowhere out on the internet as far as learning backpacking basics is out there. You'll be able to listen to audio, watch video, and actually schedule a live one-on-one show or a live one-on-one hour with myself and Ariane. So we can. So if you have a question, or if you're at REI or you're at an Outfitters and say, "Hey, is this bag right for me? Is this sleeping bag right?" Just chime in and ask us live. So that's all coming in January. So we're really excited about that. Meanwhile, our podcast is out. How to backpack solo and face that fear. It just got released today. So anyway, hey, thanks everybody for watching. Really, really super appreciate it. We will see you next Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook page, and we will see everybody later. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye.
Till then.